Sorry about that. Hey, I'm Val with O2 Brand Catalyst, here with Alishia Zemlicka, Ivory Nutrition here in Bozeman, Montana. And I think it bears some repeating that we all agree your brand matters and authenticity is crucial. So I think understanding the soul of your brand will lead to a more authentic brand. These interviews that I've been doing are intended to give you an insight to how this process begins. So hopefully we're going to inspire you to think deeper about your past experiences and how that leads into the more authentic you. And if you can think about what you were passionate about, where you've been in your life, I think it leads you into your unique qualities and abilities, and then maybe just a more satisfying existence, personally and professionally. So, thanks for being here, Alishia.
Thank you.
Again, Ivory Nutrition, just the way I've seen it, it seems like a young brand that has grown quickly, right? Would you say?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about past experiences, just give me a little bit of your background with hunting and what you've learned with hunting and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I grew up in Miles City, which is a little farm and ranch community.
Born and raised in Montana.
Born and raised in Montana. And so growing up, we would go hunting and never thought twice about it. We would go hunting if we needed meat. So we would go get deer and fill our refrigerator and freezer with it and never thought twice of it. Everyone asks, how did you learn to hunt? I'm like, well, it just was kind of ingrained into us at a young age.
How old were you?
The first memory that I have was maybe like 5. My twin sister and I were in the back of the Bronco. My dad's like, keep your eyes peeled, girls. And so we're always just like watching and see who could spot the deer first. And
What'd you shoot first? What was your first?
My first was a deer. I shot a lot of does before I ever harvested a buck. So, but yeah.
So, gosh, 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's young.
Yeah.
So tell me, because I'm fascinated by hunting. She's an expert hunter, in case you knew that. What did you learn? So you're 5 years old and you're still doing it. Tell me a couple things you learned from hunting.
Well, the biggest thing that we always learned from hunting was that's our food. So meat's on the table, you have to go get that to provide for yourself. So that was the biggest thing.
So whether it was healthy or not, it was food.
Yeah.
It was a way to feed yourself. Okay.
Yeah. And just being out, I've always appreciated nature. Growing up as a kid, always out in nature. My sister and I were always camping. Just loved nature. And that's one of the biggest parts of hunting is being out there in nature amongst the trees and the wind, and you never know what Mother Nature's gonna have, and it's just nothing beats it.
What was the hardest experience where weather or Mother Nature was working against you?
Which time? Like
the
while
worst.
I'm hunting or growing up?
Just generally. All these years.
The funny part is, I guess, why I started bow hunting was archery season is a lot earlier in the year than rifle season. And I remember I was out rifle hunting and it was -30 with the wind chill, and my eyelashes kept freezing shut on my eyelids, and my face just hurt so bad. It was so cold. I was like, I am not hunting in this cold anymore.
Did you go in?
I got a bow. I got a bow that next week. I was like, I don't want to rifle hunt in cold weather anymore.
Is that, and you have to, again, I plead ignorance here, but you have to shoot farther away with a rifle, right?
You can shoot farther away with a rifle.
Okay.
You can shoot just as close, but
yeah. So do you have perfect eyesight?
I do have 20/20.
Wow. Okay, so that helps. Well, okay, so going back to the awful snowstorm, did you go in at that point, or were you like, no?
We were already 2 miles in, and so I had to. I mean, we did harvest a buck that day, and we had to pack it out. So in that freezing cold, we had to.
So here's what we're talking about.
It was not an option.
Okay, so here's what we're talking about, that past experience, right? That develops something in you. So what would you say? I mean, I have a guess what it developed, but what would you say when you look back and say, you know what, the fact that I did that, here's what I learned from it?
just like it's not an option to quit. It's not, if you want to be successful, you have to do it. Like you're not going to go get meat in your freezer by sitting on the couch and not going out hunting.
So I guess what I heard you just say is if you want to be successful, right?
Yes.
So that assumes you make success a goal
Mm-hmm.
and you want to reach it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So goals and reaching goals.
Yeah.
Okay, doing what you have to do.
Yeah. And I'm very competitive, so very competitive, which can be a good and a bad thing. But I just had that drive to be successful with it, and I was not going to let anything get in my way. And finding the right
do you think you were born with that attitude, or did
absolutely.
you? Really?
Yeah, I mean, even in high school sports and before high school sports, like t-ball, like I was very competitive.
You wanted to win.
I wanted to win.
Okay, so you coach people in nutrition,
Yeah.
right? Which we'll talk about in a second. But just looking at kind of the way you operate in your life, how do you motivate people who aren't necessarily goal-oriented?
Well, that's where you have to work with them you have to do a little bit of tough love in a nice way, and so how bad do you want this goal? Because I can't eat the food for you. You have to be the one to make the decision on what food you're going to put in your mouth. How bad do you really want it? If you don't want it that bad, you're not going to do it, and you're going to eat the cake at the end of the day. But
So you basically draw the picture of here's the goal. Do you
here's
want
how
that?
to get to the goal,
Yeah.
but you have to do this in order to get to that goal, and if you don't, you're not going to get to the goal.
Yeah. So how long do you spend time with people that just simply you start to detect maybe they really don't want it bad enough?
I would say 50% of my clients kind of like fall off they just stop doing check-ins, they stop responding.
Do you go after them?
I try, but
Because you're competitive, that would
mhm.
be sort of a numbers.
Yep, but I guess over the last few years, just being so busy,
Mm-hmm.
if they don't want to commit to me and give me respect with my time, then it's
Because you're operating at a level. So that's kind of, I guess if someone came to Ivory Nutrition and wanted advice or help, they'd have to develop a mindset or already have a mindset.
Well,
I don't want to exclude a group of people.
No, we work with, and we do develop that mindset. It's just the ones that they want it so bad, but they've tried all these other diets in the past, for example, and they've never worked. And then you start working with them and you maybe see why they never work, because they're not doing what you're telling them to do or recommending them to do. And you try to work through it, and a lot of times we can, but there are those ones that you're just like, well, I can't be feeding you every single minute of the day.
But you're an inspiring person, so maybe just how you operate would inspire someone to say, okay, it's kind of exciting. Look what she does in her life. You also own 406 Massage and Spa, so you're an entrepreneur that way. And so I think that's inspiring, personally. What would you say is, well, let me say it this way. I've heard you describe the top, or the biggest bowl you can get.
The
What is that
380
called?
bowl.
The 380 bowl. So would you say a 380 bowl is a way of saying, hey, whatever for me, it might be a pheasant,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
For someone else, it could be 20 pounds.
That's 20
The
pounds.
380 bowl.
Mm-hmm.
20 pounds.
So you're saying, hey, you don't have to be me. You're saying that.
Mhm.
But you have a goal, and I
Mhm.
want to help you get there.
Yeah.
So describe, just in a nutshell, Ivory Nutrition is what? Because people might be listening to this going, okay, is that a certain diet I'm supposed to be on? What is it?
Yeah, no, it's not a certain diet. It's an individualized, custom nutrition plan that is catered to you and figuring out what works well with your lifestyle. So not everybody wants to be on a diet. Not everybody wants to count their calories, but some people are like, I want to do this and I want to do it right. So if we have to count my calories every day, that's what I'll do. Because without measurement, you can't if you have no way of measuring, you're going to be very miscued from your results if you don't measure.
So you're you're motivating them, you're
Yes.
giving them the tools,
Yep.
and then you're helping them measure.
Yes.
Right.
So we calculate what their caloric needs. Say, for example, you want to lose weight. We calculate what your daily caloric needs are, and then we put you in a deficit because you can't lose weight getting your caloric needs that you need. You have to be in a deficit.
Right.
So to be in that deficit, then you're going to lose the weight. If you want to bulk up, then we have to add.
Right.
So it's just so individualized. Every single person is so different. There's no diet that we recommend. We recommend whole foods, trying to cut out processed foods, but we also understand that you're a real person, so we give you like 10%.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about experience again and how that led you to where you are now, because hunting's one thing, and then the health and wellness and the competitiveness, that's a whole different thing. And I know you've said in the past, hey, I didn't eat great as a child. You ate meat. That sort of thing.
We ate ramen noodles.
Okay, ramen noodles, hopefully with like deer or elk in it. Oh no, okay. So you didn't do it at one time.
No.
What got you to thinking, hey, I want to eat better and be in better shape? When did that happen?
Yeah. Honestly, it was when I found CrossFit. CrossFit is a very competitive sport, and I'm competitive, and I was finding myself not ever making the podium. I'm kind of like a couple spots below podium all the time.
So you were working out.
I was working out really hard. I really wanted to make that podium because I was competitive. And so I finally hired myself a nutrition coach, dialed in my nutrition, and I was mind blown with the results I got.
Wow.
And, so
and then why go out on your own? Why not just stay with the coach?
I did, and I still do have a coach to this day.
Okay.
I need someone to hold me accountable still.
Right.
So I just wanted to go out on my own because everybody started asking me, like, what are you doing? How are you doing so well? Like, can you help me with my nutrition? They noticed the difference. Yeah, they noticed the difference. So I thought, well, maybe this is a good way to...
So you would say maybe, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but wellness became a part of your life at some point.
Yeah.
And
I'm a healthcare practitioner, so it's like...
I was going to say,
health and
massage,
wellness is a big
right?
part
Health
of my
and
life.
wellness. So would that be, you're drawing a bigger picture. You're not just saying lose weight.
Yeah. Healthy.
Healthy.
You want to be healthy. You want to live a longer life. You want to feel better.
Did you see a difference in your hunting?
Yeah.
When you started working out?
Well, yes, when I started working out, but even more so when I started eating right.
So that, hence the nutrition part, right? Do you ever talk about working out when you're advising someone or consulting?
Oh yeah, it's a big part of our nutrition.
Big part of it?
You know, I am not a personal trainer, but I definitely get a plan with them. How many days a week are you going to work out? Or how many hours a week are you going to work out this week? And then I make them tell me how they're going to do it, and then I hold them accountable to it.
Just a sidebar, if you want to be inspired, look at Ivory Nutrition Instagram. I just thought about that. The pictures are mind-blowing. Because, and the reason I say that, because you're in good shape, which gives you some credibility, right? I mean, you could be thin and not be in great shape, telling people what to do. But I think the fact of the way you look and how you act and you're competitive, you're saying, hey, let me bring you along into this lifestyle because you'll be better at anything. So that's why I asked, your hunting improved.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you like shoot more animals or anything like that?
I did, and trying not to sound arrogant, but I've got, the year I hired my nutrition coach was 4 years ago. I've harvested 14 animals in the last 4 years.
Wow.
My bow.
What do you say to people that are like, maybe watching this in a different place, and they're like, I don't like the fact that people shoot animals. Is it a population control thing? I mean, I realize it's food, but what would you say to those people?
It is conservation. It is managing numbers of animals. It's putting food on our tables, which is the hands down number one reason why I do it, is because we eat wild game every single day, 2 or 3 times a day. That's what I had for breakfast. I had antelope breakfast sausage this morning.
Antelope breakfast. Can't say I've had an antelope breakfast.
So that's the number one reason why. And you could go buy beef from the store, and that's great, but I would say like that cow was sitting in a feedlot and was shot just the same. So
yeah,
why
so
not?
it's a little different
situation.
I love that you can answer that. So hopefully people will appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question, and then we have the lightning round, which is so much fun. Okay, what inspires you?
Adventure.
What I mean, what kind of
There's
adventure?
so many different kinds of
I mean,
adventure.
obviously you are on an
Seeing
adventure.
new places, going and doing new things that get your heart rate elevated, maybe because you're a little scared, or maybe because you're really excited, or
So that fear factor, is that a part of
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Do you ever hunt in the dark? Like, not hunt in the dark, but you approach when it's dark? Does
Yeah.
that, how do you feel about that? That would
I
scare
don't like
me.
it.
to death.
I don't like it, but if you want to get out there, you got to do it.
Yeah, so somehow, is there a mental thing you go
my
through to...
Gosh, I yell at myself all the time. Alishia, you're fine. Just go. Like, there's nothing out there that's gonna get you at night that's not there in the day. Like,
Of course, that's not true. there are definitely things out there,
Yeah.
right? But you do it anyway,
Yeah.
is the point, right? Because you
you're
have
not
a
gonna
goal.
get your goal. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for the lightning round?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath. I know with all you do, this is serious for you. Okay. If you had to be arrested, what would you want to be arrested for? Come on.
Do you want to know what came to my mind?
Yes, exactly.
Peeing in public.
Peeing in public. Wow, I've heard stealing a baby from someone. Never heard that.
I could do that.
Can you get arrested for that now?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so like on the street somewhere. You're thinking
Yeah.
like public.
Yeah,
People can
'cause,
see.
like-
Wow, that's
Like
interesting.
last night on the hiking trail, I'm like walking back out from bear hunting, and like I have to pee so bad. I peed right in the public parking lot. I'm like, someone's probably gonna see this.
Oh. Could have done without that one. Okay, so are dogs people?
Yeah.
Okay. Beer, wine, or whiskey?
Beer.
If Kim Kardashian was drowning, would you save her?
I would say to anybody drowning, but I wouldn't know what she looks like.
You don't know what she looks like? She kind of looks like you.
Oh,
Only
what?
nothing like you. She's nothing like you.
I
But
don't
yeah,
pay
dark
attention
hair,
to,
dark
like,
eyes.
pop
Wow.
stars.
Oh my gosh, you need to get out a little bit more. What do you think about cranberries?
They're very good for urinary tract health.
Urinary tract. Wow. Okay, if you could meet anyone, famous, living or dead, who would it be? Famous.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need all day to think about that. Okay, hurry.
First thing that comes to your mind.
George Strait. Country
Oh,
singer.
really? Okay, so you're a country music fan. Which goes to a question, what's the last song you downloaded?
Would have been. Actually, it was for my podcast, and it was by Miley Cyrus, and it's called Malibu.
Okay, good. Miley Cyrus. She's a treat. Okay, speaking of treats, what's your favorite thing to eat after you work out?
Banana.
Okay, really?
Health-wise, because they have carbohydrates that you need after
Okay,
workout.
what if I said it can't be healthy? What would it be?
A Tootsie Roll.
A Tootsie Roll. Just one?
Like the big one.
Okay, so right. Okay, that's
Like
a
the
little bit
actual
more,
roll.
a few more calories. Okay, so maybe one piece of advice coming back to you guys. You're out there and you're thinking about your past experiences, what you love to do, and maybe things you didn't do right or did well. What would you say to someone who's out there saying, I would like to follow my dream, or I'd like to take my skills somewhere? What would you say to them? And because they're not quite there yet in taking a risk, walking in the dark to hunt, for example.
I would say don't wait until tomorrow. Quit saying I'll start on Monday. Everyone says I'll start Monday. I'll start on Monday.
And you say start now.
Start now.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you guys. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Check out ivorynutrition.com, correct? And read our